You're ready to go. We're ready to go. Hue Jackson sitting down. He's ready to go. A huge throng of media. We'll hear from John Henry Smith, Paul Gutierrez. We'll hear from John Madden and his comments on KCBS Radio. Here is Hue Jackson.
First, I'd like to take a moment to thank Raider Nation, the Raiders community and fans, and everybody who showed up here last night to welcome the team home from a victorious game from Houston. There was nothing like it. The fans were lined up from from the driveway on through to where the players parked, and somehow managed to get back there where the players were parked. And it was great. It was an awesome scene. Tremendous feeling. Again, winning a real huge game on the road in Houston, especially after the week we had, after the couple days rather we had. So it was just a tremendous feeling. I think our players, I know the organization, were really happy and thankful for the many people who showed up last night. Again, what a hard-fought game in Houston by our football team. I thought our guys fought as well as we fought all year. I think we played against a really good football team. My hat's off to Houston because I think that team's going to win a lot of games. Unfortunately, they got some players hurt, just as we got some players nicked too, but that's part of the game. But I thought our team responded and played as physically as I think I've seen us play all year. But we still got to get better. We got a ways to go. But I thought from that standpoint of being physical and going out and playing Raider football, I thought that they did that.
Have you ever been welcomed back in your time coaching by a group of fans, and how long did some of the players mingled with some of the fans?
Yeah, nothing like that. I mean, I've we want to play. I've been a place where we won a playoff game, and there was quite a few fans there, but this felt different. Obviously, the feeling of what had happened, I think, was still near and dear to everybody, losing coach. But it was just different, and I think it was more of a celebration of a win and of a man's life. And I thought it was amazing, and what a tremendous feeling it was last night.
How are you and the team at this point just dealing with that process of grieving among everything else?
Well, I think the grieving part's over. Obviously, we're going to keep Coach very dear to us as we continue to move forward. But all you guys kind of know Coach and what he was all about. And he not about all that. He's truly about let's move on and move to the next situation and opportunity that we have so that we can capture that. Because we're chasing something, and he knows it, and we know it, and that's what we're going to do.
Coach, at the press conference when you were introduced as head coach, you thanked Coach Davis for handing you the baton, as you put it. Do you sort of feel like the baton for his vision is now on you? Because you know his vision better than anybody with all your conversations you have.
I do, but it's not something that I probably hadn't looked at it like that, like you just expressed it just a second ago. But I think I've felt that ever since the day he made me the head coach. And my job is to help this organization get back to where it wants to be within his vision. And that's what I'm setting out to do. That's the way I set out to do it when the year started, and that's what I'm going to do as long as I'm here. Coach is about winning championships, and then that's what we're going to be about. And we're not going to back down from that.
Have you ever been involved in a more emotional game as a coach? And can you talk a little bit about your feelings as the game ended?
No. It was hard because I love the man. I have a different, everybody says I have a different type of relationship with him than most. I think I understood what he wanted. I mean, Coach's goal was to make people better than what they have ever been. He pushed you. He prodded. He had a lot of demands on you. Well, that's probably the environment that I work in best. I like when people have set high expectations for me and make me reach them. And that's what he did for each and every one of us here in this organization. And some people, from the outside see that as something different. I see that as being pushed to be the best you can be. And to lose that is tough. And to me, at the end of the game, what I felt was just all the emotions that I lost someone who that I could always lean on about the situations here. Not that I don't have other people, not that the Amy Trask, that are here, the Mark Davises that are here that I know I can always turn to, but to be able to pick up that phone and call Coach whenever I wanted to, I can't do that anymore. I can't pick up that phone and say, hey, Coach, what do you think about this? And I know I'm not going to get another late night phone call, at 11 o'clock or midnight saying, Hugh, what are you doing? So that's different. All that, just hit me at that particular moment that part of it's done, and you got to move on to the next chapter.
Coach, just in terms of procedurally, that's one way your life is going to change over the next weeks and months, but how else procedurally, what else are you trying to figure out as in terms of how am I going to do things now that he is no longer here?
I'm not. Honestly, nothing has hit me that way. The things that need to be done, and being very honest with you guys, we already had a plan in place. I know the trade deadline's coming up. I know there's decisions that we have to make based on who's going to be on our 46, as we move through the week. But Coach already taught me how to do those things. When I tell you that there was so many countless hours spent having conversations and talking about the things that you need to do and why you do them, I'm very well versed in how to do those things and feel very comfortable doing those things. I've done them every week with his approval, and I'll continue to do them with the approval of Mark and whoever else I need to talk to.
So will you have more of or have you even had, like let's say last week, you had a couple of defensive linemen come in. I mean, for decisions like that, is that completely you?
Well, I'm never going to do anything alone here. We're a team here. So I'm not going to say I'm going to do it alone, but I think I'm going to be the person that says, hey, let's make sure we take a peek at these things, to make sure that we're strengthening our team, trying to find a way to get our team the best we can have it, best we can be.
And you guys have to make a roster move today for Terrell?
No, we don't. Obviously we get a week's exemption, on that. He'll count as a 54th player, and until we make a decision exactly what we're going to do in that direction, do we have to do anything. So I think we're in a really good spot as far as Terrell Pryor is concerned.
Coach, what are you going to miss the most about him?
There's so many things. There's not one thing in particular. Probably just the conversations, the late night conversations, when we would talk about practice, about what we need to make sure that we took care of, and how, so many years he's played against so many different teams, and he knows how teams have either tried to attack the Raiders or try to defend the Raiders, and you go, Hugh, don't forget this. Make sure you cover this base. Make sure you think through this. And a lot of those things I probably already thought about, but it was just reassuring having him say, make sure you thought through this. And I go, yeah, I got it. That means I'm on the right track. So I'll miss that. But more so than anything, I'll just miss him. I'll just miss the man and what he is. And when you have an opportunity to learn from somebody like him and be around him, and there's nothing like it, nothing.
Do you remember the last time you spoke to Coach Davis? Like, when's the last time you guys had the last conversation?
Friday was the last time I talked to him.
And what did you guys talk about?
We were just talking because we had some players in. You guys asked me about Trevor Price. That particular day we had some players in. We were making some decisions about what direction we wanted to go in. And me and him were dialoguing back and forth as far as that was concerned and what we needed to do. And he was wishing me well, to take the team to Houston and go get a win. And like he always does whenever we talk. And so that was the last time I had an opportunity to talk to him.
It's been reported that he actually was breaking down film on Friday.
You're absolutely right. I bet he was. There's no question about that. Trust me when I tell you, if I know Coach up until his last opportunity, there was nothing more that he was doing than football and preparing for the Raiders to play Houston. I guarantee you that.
Do you feel like the Raiders' legacy under Mr. Davis is in safe hands? How do you view your responsibility of that going forward?
Well, my responsibility is to coach this team and to have this team become all it can become this year. This is a one-year deal. This is our team, the 2011 team, and that's what I'm going to do. And whatever role I need to play, I'm well prepared to play it within the structure of how we do things here within the organization. Obviously, I know I'm the lead when it comes to football, and I gladly accept that. But nobody's going to do anything alone here. That's not how we do business. Even when he was here, I mean, he didn't do it alone either. He was the head of it all. He made all the decisions and the yeses and the nos. But boy, he took a lot of input too. So we'll continue to operate that way. And I think it's a good opportunity for us all to continue to grow and get better.
Coach, how do you feel about the idea of this team using this event as a rallying cry for the rest of the season? How do you think Coach would feel about that?
Me knowing Coach, that's not what he was about. Don't use a rallying cry over him. Do your job. Do your job and perform, because that's what he pays you to do, to be the best you can be. It was never about one person. Just if it was me, I would never want it to be about me. I wanted to be about this organization, this football team, being the best it can be, because it should be great, and we expect to be great. We are committed to excellence, and that's how we're going to go about doing it.
Either in the coming weeks or at the end of this year, is there going to be a need to bring in someone to help you fill the void?
If that's what we decide to do, then that's what we'll do. I mean, I'm open, and I think the organization is open to doing whatever we need to do to have us be the best we can be, whatever that is. I'm totally open to that, and I think if that's what's the best thing for us to do, that's what we'll do. If it's not, then we won't. And I think we're in a great situation right now because, I mean, we've laid such a good foundation. Coach had laid such a good foundation with the people that are here that we're kind of up and running and moving in that direction already, you know, and I think things are great, and I think they can even be better, and I think we'll continue to do so.
So there isn't a need right now?
I don't think right this second. I mean, obviously we're in the flow of the season, you know, and we have a game this week against a very good Cleveland team that's going to come to town. That's the number one concern that I think the whole organization has, or one of making sure that we honor Coach the right way, you know, whenever that is going to take place. I mean, obviously, in respect to the family, they'll make that decision. And then after that, we have a big ball game to play. You know, we got another opportunity to go out and get another win under our belt here at home in front of our fans. And I think that's what our players are looking forward to doing.
He was the ultimate word as far as personnel. I mean, I think people around here, the writers and even the fans, knew that draft picks or who should be on this team and what the style. Is that going to change? You certainly have been, you know, you've connected with him for 2 years. Mm-hmm. You understand, and yet, if a deal needs to be done, who's going to be in charge? And the assumption is the team will eventually name someone who fills the role of general manager, which Al.
Right, and that could be true. That could be true, but if something needs to be done right now, I think between Mark Davis and myself and the rest of the people in the organization, I think that's who will make that decision. And I think if that's the best way to go as we continue to move forward to the future, that's what we'll do. If we need to bring somebody in from the outside and have them fill that void, we'll do that too. I think that's why I say I think we're in a really good place right now that we have people who have been here who know. I've sat at this man's knee for 2 years, and I've been involved in that draft, and I've helped shape this team over the last couple of years as far as draft picks concerned on this football team. So I know what they look like, run like, act like, sound like, the whole 9 yards. Now it's just a matter of making sure that all the T's are dotted and I's are crossed as we move forward, if that's the direction we want to go, and that's what we'll do.
Hue, the game, we obviously none of us have had a chance to talk to Mark since everything happened. I'm assuming you talked to him at some point.
Oh, yes, I have. Oh, yeah.
How, from what you, the best you can, what did that mean to him yesterday, the win, just in everything?
And I can't speak for him. Right. You know, I really don't want to, because he would have to tell you what he felt. But I just know he was happy that we won the game because it was an opportunity for us to win. Was it fitting because it was after the passing of his dad? I think so. But from an emotional standpoint, what he was really feeling inside, you would have to ask him.
Coach, as far as dealing with everything, is going forward and planning for Cleveland is going business as usual for you, or did you maybe take some time today to kind of kind of rest a little bit?
Rest? Wow, you didn't say that, did you? There is no rest in pro football. No, I haven't rested, not one bit. I'm tired. I'm not going to kid you about that, because I have watched Cleveland, and they're a good team, and it's another opportunity for our football team to get better. and to play in front of our fans. And I'm going to get a chance to rest when the season's over, somewhere in late February, you know, and hopefully I can take a break then. But there's no rest right now. We got work to do. I mean, I thought we played better on defense. I told you guys at some point in time we were going to slow the run down. And we did that on defense. I was very happy to see our guys respond and fight, and they did. We played against a tremendous runner yesterday. Obviously, we still got some things to clean up and get better at.